What's going on, guys? Drama 22. Got a video here. What I'm going to do is just go through a game. I think it's week 4 or 5. I'm not sure which one. Cowboys versus the Jets. So we get the Texas Coast offense from last year, okay, 2023. And we get also Robert Sala's wide nine defense, okay? So some things to look for formation wise. Let's look at the Cowboys. Let's look at the type of plays they're running. I'm not going to spend a lot of time diagramming, just more noticing what they're doing, right? And how it falls in line with the Texas Coast. And then also on defense, just take a look at, if you're curious, what Robert Saleh is doing. You're going to see a lot more quarters coverage than the most of the wide nine guys. I think they are the highest percentage of quarters coverage that they play compared to other wide nine guys. Okay, so what I'll do is this video is going to go straight to Patreon, the whole thing. I try to get it done in about 30 or 40 minutes. And then you guys on the tube, you're going to get, partial part of the video, just so you guys check it out, see if you like it. And then get some information. If you guys are running this style of offense and or defense, you can kind of get some ideas off this tape. And then I will post, like I've been doing the past couple days, on Patreon and my DB membership, and also guys in the coordinator membership. You guys will get this game film just straight up, no talking in the background. You can just watch the game and take notes on it yourself if you want to get some NFL games. That's something I want to add to my to the things that I do here for you guys. Okay, so anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at these plays as they happen. Kind of watching it like we're watching a game, like we're in a meeting room. Okay, I'm not going to break it all down. The play right here, you can see there's going to be a little bit of motion. At this time, the Cowboys weren't using a whole lot of motion, but they do use enough. They use more at the end of the year. You see the motion down into a bunch set, and they just run inside zone, split inside zone. They're going to major mostly in inside zone. They're going to major really more in also some duo plays or some power type of plays with like and then pull plays. Okay, so I'm not going to talk much about the defense, but I do want you guys just to kind of notice, the wide nine stuff. This is the lead zone play. That's really probably one of my favorite runs, even in Madden. Fullback is kind of like an insert block, but he goes opposite the running back, and it's mostly inside zone weak. That's what you're getting pretty much. Okay, so it's split zone, but it's to the weak side, and kind of creates those good running lanes that you can cut back into, as you see there. Now the Jets have Quentin Williams, man, who's a really good player, so it's hard to block him, and they had to probably game plan around that a lot. Now this is interesting here. Just taking a look at this. This is going to be. I'm not going to go back too much on this, guys. I don't want to take forever to get to the film, but this is just really the quick game. So it's funny. I played a game yesterday against a guy who kind of plays the cover six style of defense, and I struggled. And the reason why I struggled because I was trying to force the ball deep too much. And even in my own game plan with my own team, I don't really call a lot of quick game early in the game because I kind of want to know the coverage. But if somebody's going to play me in split safety coverage a lot, I think I need to do this more often. So I wish I would have seen this before I played my game. Get to the quick game. This is 2x2 stick. Okay, the running back is going to the flat, and then sits down. All it is stick built at a 2x2, which is a play in Madden that you can put into your playbook. I don't have down and distance, guys. I think sometimes I'll be able to tell what it is just by looking at it. Don't forget about the gun run game, obviously, right? That's in the playbook a little bit. We have option plays. I'm not sure how they block this one up. And this looks a little different than inside zone. Looks like this inside zone. That's just read option right there, guys. So in this game, there's some formations that they definitely schemed up. They had two tight end gun sets. Everybody knows the good old trips tight end set is there. This is a classic play, RPO bubble, right? A way to get the ball into your playmaker's hands. It's always something that the West Coast offense wants to do. And you can just see how Dak doesn't have to make a lot of high stress throws, right? That's the big difference between the past and what he's doing now, and why his numbers are so clean. Okay. Here goes 2x2 gun. Another quick game. Well, this is actually more of an individual route, really. Okay, so I thought it was quick game. It looked like there was like a pivot routes on the inside, but they took the shot on the outside. We're going to take a look at this play again because I want you guys to look at it from a defensive point of view too. Good job. Obviously, you got to have a very talented, skilled receiver on your roster, and or tight end to make it happen. I think that was a penalty on the defense, but I want you to notice the coverage here, okay? So what do you think this coverage is, right? I want you to notice at the top, look at the corner at the top of the screen, right? You see him look over at the safety, and you'll see it from the end zone. The safety gives him a lock signal. It's quarters coverage, okay? It's quarters coverage, playing Meg coverage on the outside. And Dak did a good job of recognizing that. You see how the safety gave that little bit of a signal to him. Just tell him to lock it, because on the backside of quarters, a lot of teams will play cover two, they'll play choke, which is two man. They're trying to switch it up depending on how they want to do it, especially when it's a good receiver. So they probably should have played choke there. They should have played two man over the top of Lamb over there. All right, big play right here. Looks like it's a little bit of a kind of a bunch like formation, right? That looks like a trap type of play or a wham play. I don't have wham in my own personal playbook. I just think it's one of the cheesiest plays in Madden. And this is what you're going to see me use a lot. Like if you watch my games, which I'm going to start posting them soon, I just want to kind of give you guys some more film just to chew on. I know some people have talked about this offense and they say, oh, it's similar to the wide zone offense. Well, the thing is, it's not. It's in the same family, but it's not really that similar. Look at the formation types you're getting. You're getting more spread out formations, a little bit of bunch compression mixed in, right? But it is West Coast offense, right? It's not like it's that much different. Play action will show up later on as well. Anyway, getting from coming out in that 3-by-0 formation, I should have done this last night again. Another thing I should have done in motion back to 2-by-2. You can kind of predict the coverages a little bit there. You know what I mean? What's the kind of route was this? It looks like it was quick game route. Looks like it was dragging at the top, dragging on both sides. Again, they probably anticipated cover three. I don't think they got cover three there. Nope. You got split safety coverage. I don't think dragon is good versus this. I think this is where you should go dragon lion. It's off a double slant option versus cover two, but they didn't have it planned up that way. Again, you come out in this type of formation, try to find out what defense people are in. What is their answer to 3-by-0? And then you motion to 2-by-2. A lot of defenses won't check out of that answer. So then you kind of can predict coverage a little bit. That's where this offense is at the best, where you kind of get a good feel for different formations, you get different answers on defense. That's what you're looking for. Right, this one here is a 2-by-2, kind of a double stack. When you get in the red zone, guys, right, a lot of corner routes will show up. You're going to get a lot of routes that would try to break towards the pylons. This is the one thing, again, as I watch this, like I look at all the flaws of what I've been doing poor on offense and my own personal offense, is that don't force it, man. That's the reason why having a quarterback on this roster that can run a little bit is important. Doesn't have to be a blazer, but he can just get out of situations and get himself into positive situations. Here goes this is a 3 tight end set. Looks like some sort of duo play to the left, if I'm not mistaken. Again, duo and inside zone looks kind of similar, but I think they're running duo to the left. It could be just inside zone blocking with the double teams. Not 100% sure, but it's kind of in the same family, right? All right, they're going quick here. You can just tell how they broke the tunnel. It's like a goal line situation. They struggle, man. The Jets are really good up front with their D line and their linebackers, man. They're physical. Number 95 is pretty much, I mean, don't ever tell me. I don't know why they try to run at him. I mean, that's just stupid. I think later on they try to actually not run at him and they still get beat. They still get stopped. But all right, here we go. So we're going to pass the ball now, right? 2-by-2. Spread it out. We'll stack the top. Nope. That didn't come back in. I think they were trying to read man or zone. It's pretty much the zone, you can tell. They're passing things off, playing some sort of quarters. And you're going to get your smash like combinations that you're going to see a lot of here, if I'm not mistaken, right? Did I get that right? Looks like, yeah. I mean, it's basically smash. That's all that is. C route, corner, tight into the flat, high low on the outside, right? So I think that's the one thing that, they talk about this and Dak is good at, recognizing the coverages pre-snap. They probably give him sometimes some audibles that he can get into certain plays because when you watch this, guys, there's some times where they're really always in the perfect play versus the perfect coverage. And that doesn't happen unless you have pre-snap communication where you can change the play at the line of scrimmage. So, all right, let's keep it moving. Next series, we're going to go here 3-by-1. Kind of a nub set, but again, we get the quick game. All that is stick to the backside right there. Just sit down. Again, the reason why you do this is because you're getting a lot of split safety coverage, probably. This one actually looks like they might have gotten back into cover three. Yeah, it looks like cover three. But again, decent play. Get the ball into your playmaker's hands. Looks like the running back is hurt too. They have another guy in there. I'm not sure who it is. Little bunch action with the split zone with the receiver at three. Actually, I think it's 10 personnel. There's no tight end out there. So they're in 10 personnel. They run split, read option, right? Usually that's a tight end. That's a tight end that's coming back across, setting them up for something later on. Looks like they're going pretty fast here. The cameraman can't even get down fast enough. 2 by 2. You get a little sail combination here to the bottom. Looks like the Jets are playing quarters. If it's or it could be cover two, a soft two, but sail not the best play. I personally I think into quarters coverage in the NFL. I like it versus single high a little bit more. So see how fast the Jets are moving, reacting. So that was a 3 and out. Next series here, we start off in 3 by 1, right? Trips tight end. Oh, we get an offsides here, guys. Yeah, they're gonna hit him on the penalty. False start. So we're backed up too, right? Here we go with 3 tight end set. This is pair. Motion the tight end over to get back to 2 by 2 to run what? Quick game. There goes Dragon. So coverage wise, like I said, I like Dragon, right? Dragon again is what? Slant flat against cover three. That's what we get there. The window's right there. Takes it. This is where you got to get the ball into your playmaker's hands. Got to trust it down there. Is Dragon good at Madden versus cover three? I'm not 100% sure, but I know if somebody's playing a lot of cover four, especially if they're not playing match coverage, but even if they are, cover four doesn't react well, even with match on the way it should in real life. The safeties don't play downhill. So those slants are there, and those windows are pretty big versus cover four teams. And that's cover three there, and cover three in Madden does cover that play a little bit better. It's kind of hard to talk about Madden in real life. We got a fullback in the game, 21 personnel. We got pretty much strong eye. We're going to run power. Guard never came around, kind of bumped into his own man there. So these plays are all in my custom book that you guys can go download right now. I mean, I have never watched this game, but I kind of had. I mean, I told you I've interned in the offense my first year ever in the NFL in '09 when I was an intern for a short time, and then I coached for 2 years under Shoddy with the Jets. So I know kind of have a feeling for what they like to do. This is a little bit different. I know Shoddy. I actually talk about Shoddy. I really believe this is a Schottenheimer play. Just running sprint out. I mean, who does that really, right? Or I guess that's boot. I guess that's like a boot. But running smash with boot, that's kind of an old school thing that I really never liked it. I don't know. Try to move the pocket probably because, Quentin Williams is a beast. The line's pretty good. You don't want to just sit there. They run it again. This is actually sprint out. So this is actually a third down play that I know that's a shoddy play right there. I forgot what he called it in his offense. We need to go back and look at it. Just so you know, I had to do all the presentations for Shoddy, like basically every single install he did passing wise. I had all the routes, all the plays, and I had to get it set up for him. Make the PowerPoints, go through it. The way he used to like to do it was he liked one route to pop up at a time. So you have to create the whole route, draw it up, and then start deleting the route so that in PowerPoint, when you go to the next slide, you can basically start off with that first route and then just build it out. So anyway, just some nerdy stuff there, but that was one of the things I did besides obviously just being a quality control my first 2 years in the NFL. Here we go again with the split zone, right? Split zone week. Something I need to do more on my team. I need to run the ball a little bit more when things aren't going well. And we are kind of in the shot area. So what I would call like the fringe, which is right before you get into the red zone. So you kind of see play action show up. I don't think they meet. Oh, look at that. I did not predict that. From a defensive point of view, this is when you tell your DBs to look for shots. You know what I mean? Anyway, they get to kind of like a max protection look and they run like the cross route that we talked about, right? Just crosser coming across the field, or in their language, deep cross. right? The whole concept. We talked about this in the play action. He just checks it down to his. There's always a check down. He's got it to his back or his tight end or whatever. Actually, it's a receiver who's lined up tight. He goes down in distance. Short yardage. We're gonna get a little QB sneak. Some one thing that Dak is pretty good at. Let me see. I'm at with time right now. 15 minutes. So I'm gonna have to go a little faster. But guys, again, guys on Patreon, you get the whole video. We will continue. So if you're watching this and you think it's gonna stop on you, if we're on Patreon, you get the whole thing. Guys on YouTube, it'll stop soon for you guys. But we get motion here from bunch to 2x2. So something to think about, right? Another quick game route. You know, when you have a play that you want to call, like you want to call that spacing play right there, spacing stick, I think it was. You know, don't just come out in 2x2 and just run it. You know, especially if you're playing somebody more than once, come out and bunch. And then my playbook that I have, all the formations are close to each other. So if you want to get to this play 2x2, just call, make sure it's in your audibles, call bunch, which should be close by, and then just motion to it, right? Just audible to it. It looks like a motion. All right. They put basically two tight ends, ace close. That's what this is, inside zone. Getting a feel for how they are. I mean, you have to be comfortable with the offense. You have to understand, I've been running this kind of style of offense really for a long time. I mean, pretty much 10 years plus. So I feel comfortable, and that's always part of it, guys. You can't always. Sometimes when you run a new offense, here goes verticals, oh, conversions. So I'll come back to that statement about the offense and how to run it. But this one here is what we talked about, all go. So this is all go 2x2 search, okay, with the inside guys running basically sit down. So search. So what do you do in Madden? Those are just curls or outs, okay? So you see cover one. How obvious is cover? How obvious this is cover one? Look at this. Look at the corners, safety. It's actually, yeah, I mean, that's so easy to see, right? And that's third down, too, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how easy it can be, guys, you know, and that's what you got to take. You know, don't miss the layups, as they say. This is an easy play in Madden. It's an easy play in real life. Just got to find the matchup you like, and they did. I think they're actually in 10 personnel again. But again, when you run a new offense, sometimes you kind of always do well. You know why? Because you're focused on the details. You're just taking what the offense gives you and you're following the plan. So guys who jump on this offense, I guarantee you're going to have success. The hard part is like after you run it for like 5, 6, 7 games, you start getting bored mentally, right? It happens in every system. You start trying to do too much or you start forcing the ball to certain people instead of making the reads, right? And just going through your progressions and being safe when it's smart. And then you're going to start, you know, that's just generic football. So it doesn't matter what system you run, having the detail is important. And honestly, the best thing to do is to go back and watch your games. But another thing that I've told people, like guys on YouTube, I'll end it here soon for you guys, is to go back and watch your team, right? Especially that's why it's really good to base your offense off of a real life team. Go back and watch the games. I don't care if you're running an offense from 1985. Like find 1985 and go watch that team. And two things you can get is you get the details, you get reminders of what works and what doesn't work, and then also you get even play call scripts, right? So I'm going to pause it here. Something that I like to do, just a tip for everybody, is I have my play call script that I use, and sometimes I switch it up a little bit. But if I'm going into a big game or a playoff game, I'll go and watch, like let's say the Cowboys right now, right? Or even an older game from the Packers days, right? And I'll watch the first half and even the TV copy and just kind of go through the script and kind of steal the script from the real life coach. So I kind of say, okay, this is what he was doing. This is the formations he was using. This is what he was looking for. And I go into games and I use the script from real life. And you'd be amazed how fun that is and how creative you feel and how most people that you play against, if as long as you're in a sim league and guys on defense are doing simulated stuff and not just trying to cheese you, it works. Okay, so that's that. But I will say this: you know, when I run this offense, I do have a lot of stuff built into the offense that is also good against the type of guys that are not sim on defense, right? Guys that are going to come out and cover zero blitz you all day that you might see in certain places, right? People that just sit in one coverage or they just press all day. there's answers for that within my custom book. That's the reason why I went back and had to update it. It couldn't be 100% always perfect. You got to have answers to some of the BS, right? So anyway, guys on YouTube, I'm gonna stop it here. I think I gave you guys about what 20 minutes. That's probably the threshold, right? I don't think I can make hour videos on YouTube anymore. But on Patreon, we'll continue and finish up the rest of this game. All right, take a look at some more Cowboys and also Robert Saleh defense.